Hello everyone. Let's move into a harmonic journey, which is an opportunity for us to really relax and let go. And today let's move into the spaciousness that we are as a spiritual being. We ask for the highest and purest light from the highest and purest source to surround and fill the space we're in at this time, and each one of us, for the highest good. We connect with the loving of our hearts, this beautiful center which unites with the loving of everyone else around the world who's in their hearts, and in some ways even if they're not in their hearts. For this loving that we're talking about has an unconditional quality, a quality where we're not reactive or judgmental, that we can just be neutral and just look at things as they are, and also hear things as they are, as helicopters circle around, and just let things be. That can be a really, I was going to say, a spiritual path all of itself, just to be neutral and loving in the face of what can be very irritating news, annoying things, annoying people, all the things that challenge us and cause us to go out of balance. So we just move into our loving and just let all that go into the light for the highest good. And if we're taking an inner journey, it's always helpful to have a guide to show us where to go, and more importantly, in many ways, where not to go. That guide is inside each one of us, and we call it forward by just asking for the presence of the inner master or the mystical traveler consciousness to come forward from within each of our hearts and guide us on our inner journey into who we truly are and beyond for our highest good. And we ask for the energy and the presence of John Roger to infuse all that we're doing here for the highest good. And if you have your own spiritual teacher or your own inner guide, feel free to bring that forward to assist you on your journey. But as I always say, that's the energy field I like to set for what we're doing here. So just relax and let's go along for our harmonic journey. And we can begin by just gently closing our eyelids and becoming aware of the rising and the falling of our breath. This in itself is often enough to calm us down. But we can take a step further by having the idea that we're not taking a breath, but we're receiving a breath. And then going even deeper by doing absolutely nothing at all, except being still and waiting. Finding that quality of being breathed. There's that moment that kicks in for me where I just find myself just taking a deeper breath, and then everything seems to let go as I acknowledge that I'm not breathing, that I'm being breathed. I can let go. Life is moving itself through us. We're not doing life. Life is doing us. And when we can really trust that, we can let go into it. And so become aware now of space. Space between you and the screen, the device you have, even with your eyes closed. The space to the sides of you, the space behind you, the space between your fingers. Scientifically, we are mostly space. A tiny, tiny portion is matter. Everything is vibration and space. So space is everywhere. Become aware of the space between your ears. The space behind your neck. And now expand that space. Feel yourself dissolve and merge with that space. And expand further out. And as you do this, the idea is to become that space. You can have the idea that you are the sky, the spiritual sky. That that's who you are. And that any thoughts are just clouds passing through. There's nothing to do. Noises, distractions, thoughts, feelings. It's all the weather. The weather isn't you. You are the sky. Just keep expanding out into this sky. Leaving behind the primacy of the mind or what you're feeling. And instead, being the sky, where everything is just the weather, everything passing through. And everything that arises within you and outside of you is just passing through. Dissolves. The sky remains. That is you. We are all the spiritual sky. That is where we all meet. Being held. Nothing matters. It's all weather. The storms, the rain, the pollution, the political shenanigans. It's all weather, not affecting the sky at all. The sky contains it all, including the goodness, the kindness, the loving, the beauty. The sky looks upon it all equally. Just like the sun doesn't pick and choose what it shines on. So the sky is just present. Just keep that expansiveness. Remember, every thought you have is just passing through. It's just another cloud. A cloud can't even touch the sky. It just passes through it. And now just be aware that this sky has a deep intelligence, an unconditional loving quality about it. Not an emotional quality, an all-encompassing, embracing neutrality, where all is good. All is equal. Every part of you, the parts you've labeled good or bad, are at home in this sky, are welcome. You are the spiritual sky. Just experience the intelligence and the loving with that. Just experience how everything is okay. Everything is perfect. The thought that it isn't perfect, that it should be different, is just a thought. It's another cloud passing through. Come back to the sky. Feel that loving quality, the pervasiveness. And with that intelligence, begin to bring the sky back in you. That you are the embodiment of this sky. That everything in you has its place. But rather than being led by the ego or the personality, the spiritual sky guides you with its loving, its innate wisdom. The awareness that everything is as it should be in this moment, because that is the way it is. And in this sky that you are, there's no fighting, there's no conflict. There is only unconditional love. Let that love radiate out of you now as the embodiment of the spiritual sky, that you are a being, but that you are space. And that the troubles of this world just pass through you. There's no place for them to hang on to. Enjoy this openness. Enjoy this space, for it is who you are. Berush Beishan.